Okay, this is where my memory isn't that clear. My meetings with Fate, yes, they were accurate. Everything else, not so much.
Good evening, Grim. I hope you are doing well. I forgot to ask you yesterday, how did it feel going through almost a whole week on your own?
I shrugged and said, basic, one day follows another.
Just so. Even we cannot stop the constant advance of time. Well, let us quickly go over the usual administrative matters. The papers. I see you have marked the appropriate number of profiles. Yay. Honestly, this corporate mandate is growing a bit tiresome. Oh well, what must be done? Speaking of, yesterday marked a significant moment in your career. Are you content with your evaluation?
I'm not sure about the whole rebellion thing you spoke of.
Oh, the fancy of my imagination. Take it as a metaphor. This reminds me, have you any questions? It has been a while since we had a personable dialogue.
I'm still a bit unclear on the origin of the rules.
What do you mean?
Am I the one who actually picks and makes things happen?
Oh, nothing of the sort. The world, and the people therein, create the situations themselves without our interference. Our data mongers assemble, collate, and examine wide swathes of data, and calculate the parameters for the necessary equilibrium. We do not directly cause deaths, although our choices can modify the structure slightly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Anything else?
Not really. I'd rather get back to work.
Until tomorrow, Grim.
I remembered my meetings with Fate clearly.
Yes, you did it, Reaper. You have achieved. Your grandeur grows with every passing moment. Soon, we'll be but mere motes beside your blazing glory.
What are you rambling about now?
Nothing. I wouldn't dare say a thing, Your Majesty. Carry forth your deed of darkness, Reaper, but stop before it's too late. Already getting a bit late as we speak. The dusk nears.
Yes, it's work that my memory is unreliable for the next few days. I seem to recall that news was different. That and it wasn't peace that was suffering, it was ecology. And also prosperity wasn't as good as this. profiles on either side needed to be marked for death. As per the secondary instructions, which, both in how it really happened and in my distorted memory, led to disaster. Yes, over the next few days, things would go from bad to worse. No matter how unreliable my memory could be sometimes, that much was at least true. There was one profile in both versions that started a downward spiral. Even so, I needed to talk to Fate about this.
Grim, my fellow colleague, I have been deliberating a matter. Perhaps you can be of assistance. Should I become a writer? I could write many compelling works of fiction. I am an antique after all. I have much experience.
Nervously, I said, it's not really my place to say.
I would not have asked you otherwise. Reticence does not suit you, Grim. I shall continue my contemplation, but for now, it is time for daily feedback. All the files are in order. Excellent work. You are a testament to meticulousness. Well, off you go now. I must return to my deliberations.
Yes, apparently Fate had interests other than telling me what to do.
Ye drive a hard bargain, matey, but Mortimer does love a good scuffle. Feast your eyes upon this spiky boy. Ye wouldn't believe how long I searched for it at the exalted land of cacti, just to get me phalanges on one of these. Finally unearthed it at the White Desert of Mub. It did not start there, however, you see. 'Tis a traveling cactus. Ye never see it move, but boy does it get around.
I'm not sure about that detail, as I suspect that I bought something else. Some clothing. Muse was grim, like me. The ones on the bottom needed to die and, well, it just made things worse. Overall. things were falling apart.
Deathspawn, I have been ruminating on the humans. They vex me. Why do they exist? Their presence still seems unnecessary. Would it all not be simpler without them?
This shocked me and I said, no, we need them.
A system of mutual dependence. Yet we have some hold on the steer.
I didn't see why Fate was saying this, and I said, I'm just here to follow orders.
Ah, never mind my ramblings. I acknowledge your patience and loyalty.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciated the discourse. Good night.
I had some brief misgivings. But even as the day moved on to the next one,
Batten down the hatches. 'Tis a storm of sails.
I put them aside as I went to work. Things were becoming more chaotic. On this day, every other profile had to die, so I would need to alternate between those that would live and those that would die. And that's how I did it. And as for the results based on the snow globe, well, after alternating between those that lived and those that died, the results at the end of that day turned out to be steadily getting worse. And I doubt it would have made much difference if I did it die, live, die, live. It was quite frustrating. I wasn't sure what went wrong.
Grim, welcome. Remember when I told you of my idea to become an author? I think I have reached a conclusion.
I'm all ears, metaphorically speaking.
Appreciated. Now, you might find this shocking. Truly, I have decided to set myself upon the path of grand artistry. I shall compose a novel most illustrious, one that will explain everything.
Isn't that a bit extravagant?
But what else is art? Grand and complex, intricate and vital. Indeed, you shall get the first copy once the vision is fully realized. Anyway, we have some official business to take care of, yes? The tedium of profiles. Nothing amiss here, as far as I can see. Your adherence to the rules is admirable. Now I bid thee goodbye. The inaugural words of the greatest novel of all time will be engraved tonight.
Face by this point was becoming increasingly distracted from all the chaos outside.
Hey there. What you up to, killer?
I asked, "What now?"
The suffering. How many lives have you taken? Do you even count? Starting to look a bit grim, ain't it? I guess that's already in the name. Grim Reaper.
That's my name, so what?
Nothing. Believe it's for a good cause, as always. It's not as if life and death are directly in your control. No wonder fate picked you for the crafting pot.
Cord blimey, you're looting all me wares.
The news kept getting worse, and I remember by this point I had the Grim Cape purchased. And yes, the last few needed to be marked. I didn't see any other way around that. Even if it led to some negative consequences. If everything else was devastated, what was the point of ecology being the only thing that was, well, moderately intact, or even peace? Peace by itself would do nothing to alleviate, well, everything else that would make life possible. Quite a few things were codependent of each other. I was starting to realize that. Yet I kept going. And after sending off the profiles, I reported back to Fate as usual. Right. I remember the rest more clearly now. And hopefully, there won't be any other setbacks with this recollection. Otherwise, this could get more irritating for all of us.